Hello, my spooky lawyer friends! I thought it would be fun to tell a scary lawyer story for Halloween 2020. But be warned. This story is very, very scary. This story begins about 10 years ago. A young lawyer, we will call her Jane, was a new associate at a big firm. One day, around 5 in the afternoon, a partner told her that they just got a new case, but they had to file an answer by midnight. The partner had tried to get an extension from opposing counsel, but opposing counsel was unavailable. There was no time to go in ex parte, so Jane would just have to stay late and get it done. Jane said, "Sure thing," and set off to her office. She started working on the answer right away. Lost track of time. The sun set. Everyone else in the office went home, except for Jane. So there she was, alone, on the 50th floor of a tall Los Angeles office building. Outside, she heard the pitter-patter of rain just starting. Then suddenly, the lights flickered and she heard a sound, but she couldn't tell what it was. Jane went to investigate, but could find nothing. So, she went back to her office to continue working on the answer. As the hours passed, the rain got heavier. Soon, Jane's office lit up with a flash of lightning. The windows rattled with loud thunder. Jane heard the sound again. It sounded like someone scraping something on the walls. Hello? Jane said as she stepped out of her office and looked up and down the hallway. Is someone there? No response. Jane walked around the floor that the firm occupied. Checked all of the halls. Checked all of the bathrooms, even the men's room. No one. Then, that sound. The lights dimmed and flickered again. This isn't funny, Jane yelled. I'm very busy. I don't have time for games. No response. Just the sound, louder, seemed to have no source. It originated from all the walls, perhaps from the very building itself, as if the building were coming alive. Suddenly, the lights went out. The emergency lights went on. Their red glow turned the halls into a hellish nightmare that Jane could not escape. She panicked and ran to the elevators, but they weren't working. She went to the emergency stairwell, but that sound was even louder. Jane wasn't going to go down 50 flights of steps, especially when the sound was louder in the stairwell. After all, she didn't have time. The answer was due soon. Oh no! The answer! Jane looked at her phone. It was 11:54. She only had a few minutes to get it filed. Jane ran back to her office in a cold sweat. Her hands were shaking as she fiddled with her mouse and keyboard, but there wasn't any power. That's when she came to realize that the noise she had heard was the sound of the emergency generator. The thunderstorm had interrupted the electricity, and the computers were not on the emergency power circuit. And then, Jane knew she was going to miss her deadline.